Have you ever seen pigs grazing freely on the mountains? This method is not common in the United States, but in China, free-range pig farming on the mountains is very popular. With hundreds of pigs roaming freely on the hills and being cared for using organic methods, the price of this pork is even much more expensive than regular pork. Today, let's explore with us how Chinese farmers earn millions of yuan by raising pigs on the mountains. How do Chinese farmers raise pigs in the mountains? For centuries, Chinese farmers raised pigs in the mountains on a family scale, with only a few dozen animals. But today, local farms have grown to dozens of pigs. Free-range pig farming in China is a traditional method that takes advantage of the natural terrain. They often release piglets into the mountains to grow freely. Pigs raised this way not only have good meat quality but are also cost-effective. Before raising pigs, Chinese farmers need to choose pig breeds that can adapt to mountainous terrain and harsh climate conditions. Some popular pig breeds include Sichuan black pigs, which are highly disease-resistant, have firm meat, and are well adapted to high mountain areas. Yunnan brown pigs also have delicious meat quality, suitable for natural farming models. These pig breeds often take advantage of natural food sources, reducing farming costs. Although pigs are raised on the mountains, farmers still have to ensure good growing conditions for the pigs. The barns are designed simply but must be on high ground to avoid flooding. Using natural materials such as wood, bamboo, and stone helps keep the pigs warm in the winter. Moreover, there must be a large space for the pigs to move around. In warm weather or when it is not raining, pigs are released into the forest or hills to forage naturally. Many farmers also grow food crops such as cassava, bananas, and corn, both for food and for animal feed. This helps farmers make effective use of agricultural waste. Agricultural byproducts also ensure the necessary nutrition for pigs to grow healthily. In mountainous areas, there are a large number of chestnut trees. Pigs mainly eat chestnuts or acorns. This food helps the quality of pork to be more delicious. Many farmers also combine pig farming with crop growing. The conditions on the mountain are very suitable for the growth of some plants, typically tea trees. Farmers graze pigs on hills with mature tea trees, so that when the pigs forage, they will not break or damage the trees. During the grazing process, the pigs play a role in clearing weeds in the tea garden, helping to limit the growth of harmful plants. Moreover, pig waste is also organic fertilizer to help the tea trees grow better. Chinese farmers do not need to worry about pigs being attacked by wild animals. The areas chosen for pig grazing are usually very safe and free of wild predators. However, farmers still have to periodically check the number of pigs to avoid the situation of them being lost or stolen. During the grazing process, farmers also need to check the health of pigs regularly to ensure they are not sick, especially during the epidemic period. Pigs raised on the mountain usually grow slower, compared to pigs raised on the farm, which usually mature after 6 months. Pigs raised on the mountain need about 1 year to mature. However, the long raising time makes the pigs more active, and because they often run on the mountain, they also have more lean meat on their bodies. Therefore, their meat quality is much better than pigs raised at home, leading to higher prices. Farmers can earn higher profits than conventional farming methods. Most of the pigs raised on the mountains are processed locally. They are slaughtered by hand. Their meat is sold at the market or processed into products such as ham, bacon, sausage, or smoked meat. Thanks to the delicious taste, many localities have successfully promoted organic pork products on e-commerce platforms and sold them nationwide. Some regions are also famous for their bacon specialties. Every year, farmers also sell their pigs to traders from big cities. The pigs are transported long distances on trucks to their destinations. Consumers are increasingly inclined to use organic foods, so mountain-raised pork is very popular. During the year-end holidays, pork consumption in China increases dramatically, thus helping farmers increase their income.
Donkeys have long been one of the most widely raised livestock in China because of their use in transportation and high demand for their milk and skin. Today, they are also one of the livestock imported by China in large quantities every year. So why does this vast country import so many donkeys? Let's find out in today's video. Why does China collect so many donkeys? In recent years, China has used donkey skin to make traditional medicine, but because the country lacks donkey skin, it is increasing the import of donkey skin from abroad. Over the past decade, as the number of donkeys in China has dwindled, the value of donkey skins has increased, with each skin fetching up to $400, making the donkey skin trade a global trade. Will that trend become leverage for developing countries when cooperating with China? Donkeys are brought into the processing plant, and similar to some other livestock, they go through the process of slaughter, skinning, and internal organ removal. Donkey meat is processed into packaged food for consumers, and donkey skin is used to supply donkey skin processing factories. Because China imports donkey skins from Africa, processing factories there have also expanded. They process donkeys with the main purpose of exporting skins to China, even though many countries in this region have banned killing them. Because their numbers will be seriously reduced, butchering donkeys may have consequences in the future. Donkeys have long been domesticated and become important livestock in many areas of the world, typically poor and developing countries like many in Africa. Here, donkeys play an important role in the economy. They are raised for transportation and carrying goods, and almost every family in Niger raises a few donkeys. In addition, livestock farms also increase their income by raising donkeys. Donkeys are mainly grazed on outdoor or semi-outdoor farms. Food is mainly fresh grass or grains. Donkeys are gentle animals that are easy to tame. Whether raised alone or grazed in herds, they grow and develop strongly. However, because their commercial value is lower than other livestock species, the number of donkeys is decreasing in developed countries, but it remains the most important animal in many developing countries. In recent years, China has developed a number of traditional Oriental medicine remedies and applied modern production research. Donkey skin extract is an important ingredient. It is extracted from the skin of donkeys, so this country has been promoting the collection of donkeys, and the number of slaughterhouses and donkey processing factories is increasingly expanding. China is using about 4.8 million donkey skins each year to produce donkey skin plaster, but they cannot meet demand from domestic supply and have to import more from Africa, Asia, and South America. So what is the use of donkey skin extract that makes China invest in such large quantities? Donkey skin extract is a highly valued traditional medicine in China, produced by mixing collagen extracted from donkey skin with herbs and other ingredients to create bars, tablets, or liquids for beauty or consumer products. The donkey skin is then processed into ejiao by the Chinese, a traditional remedy that is said to improve blood circulation and treat diseases such as anemia. Historically, donkey skin extract was once known as the Emperor's Precious Medicine, but today it is marketed as a mass-produced healthcare product for the increasingly wealthy people of China. If you have the opportunity to visit this country, you will see products made from donkey skin plaster being widely sold in many stores and supermarkets, serving domestic consumption needs. Not only that, it is also widely sold on online platforms to easily reach more consumers. Donkey skin products range in price from $50 to $200 per box, depending on the manufacturer and its quality.
Welcome to today's video. Today, we will explore an impressive success story from the Black Angus cattle industry in China. A single Angus cow when sold can bring in a net profit of more than 7,000 yuan, equivalent to about $1,000 US. This is a dream income for farmers, and this livestock industry is contributing to poverty alleviation in many rural areas. Angus cattle are a small breed of beef cattle originating from England, characterized by black back hair and no horns. This breed has a very high meat yield and matures early. The slaughter rate is usually 60 to 65%, the bones are thin, the fat is clear, the meat is tender, and the flavor is excellent. According to the assessment, Angus cattle have a meat yield 10% higher than Simmental cattle, and the market price is also 300 to 400 USD higher. Currently, the demand for Angus beef is increasing sharply, opening up great development opportunities for large-scale farms. With the advantage of the market, localities have begun to invest heavily in this livestock industry. This black cattle breed is mainly raised in northern regions of China, such as Heilongjiang, Jilin, Liaoning, Xinjiang, Shanxi, Gansu, and Ningxia. They are suitable for places with cool climates, cold tolerance, good disease resistance, and easy to manage. Angus cattle farms have large areas, with the ambition to build a herd of up to 100,000 cows. Cattle farms are often chosen in places with flat, dry terrain, good drainage, wind and sun direction, enough sunlight, enough electricity and water, abundant green food, and convenient transportation. The cattle barn is designed to be partially closed for ventilation and cooling. The barn has 2 rows of cows. In the middle, there is a feeding ditch about 2 meters wide. Initially, the farms imported breeding cows from Australia in the tens of thousands. Then the breeding and mating process took place. With a scale of nearly 100,000 square meters, these farms meet national beef cattle farming standards. Not only investing in barns, the operating space of the cows is also guaranteed to be spacious and airy. The yard area is half the area of the barn, fully equipped with drinking troughs. When visiting large-scale Angus cattle farms, you will easily recognize cows with different colored tags on their ears. Everything must be strictly controlled, helping farmers grasp the status of the cattle herd. Here, workers are always clean and tidy, fully equipped with functions such as hay barns, feed warehouses, veterinary stations, offices, etc. Each livestock area has a safe path. In the cow barn, a layer of hemp byproducts is often spread so that the cows have the most comfortable space. Feeding is an important step in Angus cattle farming to ensure that Angus cattle grow well. If the fattening goal focuses on beef quality, they will adopt a linear fattening method for weaned calves. After weaning, the calves will enter an adaptation period of about a month. At this time, they will be fed high quality and nutritious roughage. After the adaptation period, enter the intensive fattening stage. At this stage, feed 1% to 1.5% of body weight with concentrated feed plus clean, hygienic roughage, silage, hay, wine lees, etc., and limit reasonable exercise. After fattening for about a year until the cow is 18 months old, the average weight will reach 450 to 600 kilograms. During the fattening period, the cow will be fed an appropriate amount of grain, which can reduce the cost of fattening. After meeting the standards for sale, the Angus cows will be transferred to the slaughterhouse and processing plant. Not only investing in the livestock sector, the farms also combine to build modern, smart processing plants. It only takes 15 minutes for this line to complete the processing of a cow, which is truly an impressive number. Black Angus beef can be processed into many different parts, such as beef tenderloin, fillet, snowflake meat. After that, these products will be carefully packaged and transported for consumption nationwide. The Angus cattle industry not only produces quality meat products, but also brings high income to the people. According to statistics in Jingyuan County, Ningxia, the rate of people escaping poverty thanks to Angus cattle farming is up to 95%. This shows a positive change in their lives. With advances in technology and management, the Angus cattle industry in China has great potential for development in the future. Farms are applying advanced techniques to optimize the production process, from cow care to meat processing. So, we have finished exploring the billion-dollar black cattle farm in China. Are you surprised by the progress and efforts of the black cattle farming industry here? Best known in the world for its great taste and high price, Wagyu beef is bred and grown on farms around the world. Although it originated in Japan, Australia is famous for its scale of Wagyu beef production and processing. Australian Wagyu beef is exported to many regions around the world and creates a famous brand. So, does the process of producing and processing Australian Wagyu beef meet standards? Standard compared to Japan? Let's find out together. In Japan, the Wagyu beef industry is deeply rooted in tradition, with a focus on quality over quantity. Cows are typically raised in small herds, allowing farmers to closely monitor and care for each animal. Wagyu beef is processed in Japan under strict guidelines to ensure the meat maintains its high quality standards. After being raised for approximately 30 months, the cattle are slaughtered in highly regulated facilities. These processing plants adhere to strict hygiene and handling procedures to ensure the safety of the meat. The special thing about Japanese Wagyu beef is that it is classified based on a standard marbling score, numbered from 1 to 12. The higher the score, the more marbling. Only beef numbered 6 or higher is classified as premium Wagyu beef. With strict production processes at processing facilities, Japanese Wagyu beef has affirmed its unique brand worldwide. So, does Australia breed and produce Wagyu beef according to Japanese methods? And how was the taste of Australian Wagyu beef compared to the original taste in Japan? Australia is one of the world's largest producers of Wagyu beef. Although they import Wagyu cattle from Japan, Australian farmers have developed their own unique methods of raising and processing this expensive breed of cattle. While Japan has prioritized traditional practices, Australia has adopted a more industrial approach to Wagyu beef production to meet global demand. However, Australian farmers maintain high standards of care for their herds, focusing on producing consistent, high-quality beef. Unlike traditional large-scale farming in Japan, Australian Wagyu cattle are typically raised on large farms where they have access to pasture before being fed grain to enhance the marbling of the meat. The grain feeding process typically lasts between 30 and 50 days, during which time each cow is closely monitored to ensure that they achieve the desired marbling. Unlike Japan, where cows are cared for almost individually, Australian farms manage larger herds, using advanced technology to monitor and optimize cow health and diet. The slaughter and processing of Australian Wagyu beef is also subject to strict health and safety regulations, overseen by government agencies such as the Australian Meat Industry Council and the Department of Agriculture. Australian processing plants are also more automated than those in Japan, allowing for larger-scale beef processing. These plants use advanced technology to ensure that beef is slaughtered and packaged efficiently while maintaining the high standards expected of Wagyu. While Japan grades Wagyu meat according to its marbling, in Australia, experts take into account factors such as tenderness, flavor, and juiciness in addition to marbling. High-quality Australian Wagyu beef is often exported to international markets, especially in Asia and the United States. Compared to Japan, Australian Wagyu beef is aged for a longer period of time, usually 28 to 60 days, to develop the flavor and tenderness of the meat. The aging process is usually carried out in a temperature-controlled environment to ensure consistent quality. After aging, the beef is vacuum sealed and packaged for export. You can easily find Australian Wagyu beef on the menus of high-end restaurants and supermarkets around the world. While Japan consumes most of its Wagyu beef domestically, only a small portion is exported to international markets. In contrast, Australia produces a large amount of Wagyu beef for export, making it a major player in the global premium beef markets. Although originating from Japan, Australian Wagyu beef farms do not apply Japanese production technology, but instead apply high-tech, large-scale production to produce Wagyu beef for export worldwide. Despite different production methods, Japan and Australia are both aiming to create the highest quality Wagyu beef products that are sought after worldwide. Leave your comments below this video, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss other interesting videos. See you in the next video! Do you know which region has the largest horse meat processing and exporting industry in the world? It is not China or Europe, but South America has traditionally been the world's largest exporter of horse meat. With a long history of horse and cattle farming, countries like Argentina, Uruguay, and Brazil have become major players in the global horse meat industry. Join us as we explore South America's largest horse meat processing plant. The tradition of horse breeding in South America began in the 16th century when Spanish and Portuguese settlers arrived and brought horses with them. Over time, the growing horse population combined with the vast grasslands of the region led to the development of a strong horse industry. Since then, horses have been an integral part of the economy and culture of the region. Horse meat processing plants in South America are primarily dedicated facilities designed to slaughter, process, and package horse meat. These plants adhere to strict hygiene and food safety regulations, ensuring that the meat quality meets international standards. The process begins with the humane slaughter of the horses, followed by careful inspection and grading of the meat. Finally, the meat may be further processed before being packaged and prepared for export. These plants often operate in regions with long-standing cattle and horse farming traditions. Integrating horse meat processing into the broader meat industry in South America allows these plants to benefit from existing infrastructure, a skilled workforce, and a regulatory framework governing meat production. The horse meat industry is an important economic sector in South America, especially in rural areas where agriculture and livestock farming are dominant. Horse meat plants provide employment and support local economies, providing jobs and stable income for millions of people. In areas where livestock farming is the main occupation, horse meat processing is a complementary activity that helps diversify income sources for farmers. The horse meat export market in South America is also very stable, with European countries such as Belgium, France, and Italy being the main importers. The demand for horse meat in these regions is driven by cultural preferences, where horse meat is considered a delicacy and a traditional food item. One of the reasons South America exports the most horse meat in the world is because of the low cost of raising horses. The region has abundant natural pastures and a favorable climate, making horse meat production less expensive than other regions. In addition, horse meat consumption is also increasing because South Americans believe that eating horse meat improves their health. Horse meat is leaner and less fatty than other red meats, which appeals to health-conscious consumers. Furthermore, the environmental impact of horse meat production in South America is generally lower than that of other types of livestock production. Horses require less feed and water than cows and goats, and they are often raised on natural pastures rather than grazing. This reduces the environmental impact of horse meat production, making it a more sustainable choice for many farms. One of the biggest challenges facing the horse meat industry is closely related to ethical issues. In some regions, notably North America and the UK, the consumption of horse meat is taboo, leading to criticism from animal rights activists. Issues such as the treatment of horses during transport, the conditions under which they are kept before slaughter, and the methods used in slaughterhouses are all areas of concern and controversy.
Le combat est inévitable. Père.
Despite these concerns, the horse meat industry in South America continues to thrive, thanks to demand from countries where horse meat is culturally accepted and considered a delicacy. We have just explored the large-scale horse meat processing plants in South America. How do you feel about today's video? Leave your comments below to let us know. Don't forget to like and subscribe to receive the latest notifications. Now, goodbye and see you all again. In Turkey, there is a wonderful gift from nature. Those are beautiful olives. But today, we will not talk about olive oil. Instead, we will discover a new secret: olive soap. You may wish you knew about this soap earlier, because it is really good for your skin. And of course, behind these soaps will be a long story about Turkish olive cultivation. Let me explore with you in this video. Turkey is not only famous for its grilled meat or apple tea, but is also a giant in the olive production industry. Ranked in the top 5 countries with the largest olive growing area in the world, with an area of up to 889,168 hectares, Turkey accounts for about 7% of the global olive production area. And did you know they also supply about 10% of the world's olive oil? In 2022 to 2023, Turkey set a record with 421,000 tons of olive oil and 735,000 tons of edible olives. These numbers alone are enough to make you say, wow, right? Every olive grower in Turkey knows the best time to harvest. And don't be surprised to learn that green and black olives come from the same tree. The only difference is that black olives are ripe, while green olives are not. Depending on when you harvest, the olives will have a different flavor, which directly affects the quality of the olive oil or pickled olives. In late autumn in Turkey, thousands of families and factories prepare for the olive harvest. Olives can be harvested by hand or by modern machines. But either way, fresh olives are brought to the mill to be processed into famous products like olive oil or soap. And this is where the magic begins. After harvesting olives, instead of just pressing them for oil to eat, the Turks also use them to create wonderful soaps. And here is the secret behind these miraculous soaps. Olive soap is made from pure olive oil. No chemicals, completely natural. You can use it to moisturize your skin without worrying about irritation. These soap recipes have been passed down from generation to generation and have become an indispensable part of Turkish culture. Making olive soap is an extremely meticulous and delicate manual process. First, caustic soda, NaOH, will be mixed with water to form a mixture at high temperature, then slowly mixed into olive oil. They look a lot like buttercream, right? But don't be foolish enough to taste it. When the saponification process is complete, the mixture will be poured into molds. Wait about 2 to 3 days for it to solidify, then cut into bars. Before the soap dries, the craftsman will quickly divide the soap into small, even bars. Attaching the logo in this traditional way seems simple, but it also takes a lot of effort from the craftsman. Finally, the soap is left to dry for about 1.5 to 2 months before it can be used. Traditional soaps are recognized by their square, slightly rough, but still beautiful edges. And if you didn't know, green soap is made from green olives, while white soap is made from ripe olives. One reason why olive soap is so popular is because it has excellent skincare properties. Free from chemicals, olive soap cleanses without stripping the skin of its natural moisture. Furthermore, thanks to the anti-inflammatory and moisturizing properties of olive oil, this soap can also help treat skin problems such as eczema, psoriasis, or scabies. Therefore, not only in Turkey, olive soap is also exported to many other countries, especially demanding markets such as Europe and North America, where the trend of consuming natural and clean products is on the rise. From vast olive fields to pure olive soap bars, Turkey has maintained this tradition for hundreds of years. So, are you ready to try this natural soap? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Americans consume nearly 400 million pounds of cranberries each year, with 20% of those consumed during Thanksgiving week. On average, each American consumes about 2.3 pounds of cranberries each year. However, not everyone knows how these cranberries are produced. Have you ever wondered how these cranberries are harvested? The secrets revealed in today's video may surprise you. Let's explore now. Cranberries are native to the swamps of northeastern North America. They are a group of evergreen dwarf shrubs or low vines that produce red berries when ripe and have a slightly tart taste. Native people used cranberries as food and dye. Today, cranberries are prized for their high vitamin, antioxidant, and fiber content, which provide many health benefits. Studies have shown that this fruit aids the digestive system, strengthens the immune system, and reduces the risk of cardiovascular disease. Most cranberries are consumed as juice or juice blends. In the past, this fruit was often consumed seasonally, but now it is consumed year-round in processed form. In 2023, the global cranberry market size is estimated to reach US $2.22 billion and is expected to grow by 4.7% from 2024 to 2030. The United States, Canada, and Chile account for 97% of the world's cranberry production. Approximately 200 billion cranberries are harvested in North America annually, with sales exceeding $1.5 billion US. The demand and consumption of cranberries has increased significantly in recent years, largely due to the growing awareness of the fruit's health benefits. The United States is the world's largest producer of cranberries, especially in states like Wisconsin, Michigan, and New Jersey. The most prominent is the Ocean Spray Cooperative, which represents more than 600 cranberry growers. The United States alone consumes about 400 million pounds of cranberries each year, so it's no surprise that the berry is so popular. Every fall, from mid-September to mid-November in North America and from March to May in Chile, cranberries reach their peak of color and flavor, ready to be picked. That's when farmers begin harvesting millions of pounds of cranberries, creating a truly impressive sight. Many people think that cranberries grow underwater. That makes sense, since we often see these juicy berries floating on water. However, that's only part of the harvesting process. Cranberries are typically grown in soft, boggy areas with acidic peat soil, often near wetlands where the cranberries grow on long vines. When the cranberries are ripe, the night before harvest, farmers will flood the fields with water about 18 inches deep. They then use a modern thresher, also known as a whirlpool, to agitate the water in the bog, separating the berries from the plants. Each cranberry has a small air pocket that helps it float to the surface.
Hopefully.
When they're fully afloat, the cranberries will form a sea of red, and farmers will begin using plastic ropes that float on the water to collect the berries. They then use conveyor belts or pumps to load the berries onto trucks, which take them to a receiving station for cleaning and sorting. Cranberries are then processed into jams, juices, and jellies. Over 90% of cranberry production is harvested by the flooding method, as it is convenient and saves time and effort. This method also helps remove fallen leaves, weeds, and pests. In winter, some farms flood their cranberry plants to protect the buds from frost. A small number of cranberries are also harvested using the dry method. This is the best way to get the freshest berries, the kind you can buy at the produce stand each fall. To do this, cranberry growers use a mechanical picker that looks like a large lawnmower. It has metal teeth designed to brush and separate the berries from the plants and collect them in a burlap sack at the back of the machine. However, this method requires higher labor costs and lower yields. Although the cranberry industry has grown on a large scale and is highly profitable, it still faces many challenges. Climate change has a major impact on this crop. Temperature and water irregularities in the swamps affect the growth, flowering, and fruiting, leading to reduced yields. Less cold and loss of ice will create conditions for harmful pests to develop. Therefore, farmers and researchers have tried to find measures to manage and develop this agricultural industry. We have just watched a very unique and impressive cranberry harvesting process. This is an innovative method that helps optimize costs, effort, and time. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next videos!